And he's just a person that needs the energy of humans, you know.
Bad Boy Entertainment. I named it Bad Boy because I wanted to go against the grain. Anytime you go against the grain, they consider you like you're kind of bad.
Former Bad Boy artist Tanya Blount has broken her silence on the Diddy allegations, sharing shocking stories about her time at Diddy's label and what has been referred to as the Bad Boy curse. It turns out this curse followed every artist who refused to take part in Diddy's notorious freak-offs.
Diddy's freak-off tapes of celebrities is being sold throughout Hollywood. Y'all, this is crazy. So a lawyer of one of the victims of Diddy said that another victim came to her and tried to sell her a video of Diddy and another high-profile celebrity that is bigger than Diddy on this freak-off tape. She explains how she saw the video for herself and could clearly identify whoever this celebrity is, and honestly, I want to know. She explains how this isn't the only tape that she's heard of, and she's heard that other tapes are being sold throughout Hollywood, basically as blackmail, saying, hey, you buy this tape or I'm going to make it exposed to the public.
Just recently contacted by someone who wanted me to essentially represent them in the sale of one of the Diddy tapes. So, which I declined that because...
Wait a minute, say that again. Say that again, back up. You're saying that there's tapes and they're being shopped?
Yes, there have been people already shopping.
We've heard about the tapes, but
yes.
The shopping thing is...
Yes, there already have been tapes leaking around Hollywood, being shopped around to individuals in Hollywood. But one particular person contacted me to shop a particular video they were in possession of.
In Tanya's case, she was never on any of those tapes because she had the courage to walk away from Diddy's world. However, she paid a huge price for that decision. Tanya went from being one of the most promising artists at Bad Boy to losing everything and even becoming homeless. At one point, she attempted to take her own life. Tanya, who had it all, a powerful voice, a duet with Lauryn Hill, and the potential to become a star, suddenly disappeared from the spotlight. It took her years to overcome the so-called Bad Boy curse. Tanya stayed true to her morals, and despite many celebrities now scrambling to distance themselves from Diddy, she remained unwavering in her principles. So what exactly did Tanya reveal about her time at Bad Boy? Did Diddy really try to involve her in his freak-offs? And what did Tanya witness that made her realize she was dealing with something far more sinister?
When Jesus is my portion, a constant friend is he. His eye is on the sparrow.
For those unfamiliar with Tanya Blount, now known as Tanya Trotter, she was born and raised in Washington, D.C., and from a young age, it was clear that she was destined to sing.
Tanya, let's hear it. Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
Beautiful. Go ahead, girl. You just saved that lamb's life. No lamb chops tonight, huh? Very nice.
Tanya had a soulful voice that moved people. By the time she was a teenager, she was already making waves in the music industry. Her big break came in 1993 when she starred alongside Lauryn Hill in Sister Act 2 and performed the unforgettable rendition of His Eye is on the Sparrow.
What's the matter, Rita? That was beautiful. Don't even try, girl, because you can blow too.
Yeah, but you got that type of voice, you could really make it.
This is for church. What's wrong with you, girl?
I don't know, I've just been thinking about things. My mother thinks singing is dead end, no security.
And that's cool, Rita. But what do you think?
I don't know.
Look, let's do the song I was doing, but this time let's do it together.
I can't sing with you, girl.
Come on, you with it? You take the top, and I'll take the bottom. Just try it. I sing because I'm happy, and I sing because I'm free. His eye is on the sparrow. Please don't stop.
Tanya was a natural talent, and it seemed like she was on track to make it big. People were calling her the next big thing, and in 1994, when she released her debut album Natural Thing, she was on the verge of becoming a household name.
As well, love is all of it.
Baby.
They tell me how much you care.
Her second single from the debut album, Through the Rain, peaked at number 27 on the US Hot 100, giving her a prominent spot on the charts. By 1995, Tanya was even nominated for Best New Artist at the Soul Train Awards. However, shortly after her initial success, things started to spiral downward, and you can probably guess why Diddy. At the height of her success, Diddy approached Tanya. At the time, Bad Boy was the hottest label, with artists like the Notorious B.I.G., Faith Evans, and Mace. It was the place to be in the 90s for anyone who wanted to make it big.
Yo, check out this new video from the Hot Boys, baby. Bling bling, baby. Yeah.
What? All right, go ahead, show it now.
Bling.
Yo, Puff, real quick. Puff. Real quick, I wanted to give you the props with the Notorious magazine. I know a lot of people don't really talk about that, man. That's a good magazine.
Yeah. We got a magazine. We getting up on the running. We got a new album, Forever, in your stores right now. We got a restaurant in Atlanta. We represent for NY to the fullest. We love everybody from New York, each borough. That's what we represent. I love y'all for all the support. I love that hate me. I love y'all too. And I love you, baby.
But Tanya wasn't like the other artists. According to industry insiders, Tanya had already heard about Diddy's reputation for pulling artists into a lifestyle of partying and debauchery, and she wanted no part in it. Despite her reservations, the offer was too good to refuse, and in 1996, Tanya officially signed with Bad Boy Entertainment. She immediately began working on her second album, even contributing to other Bad Boy artists' work. Initially, Diddy was excited about the project, but over time his interest began to wane. Years passed, and only 2 tracks from the album were released: I Love Him and The Last Time We Made Love.
What's up, my name's Puff Daddy. This is my new artist, the Notorious B.I.G. And we here at the Outcast Picnic, just getting our swerve all the way on. Yeah. So, yo, check this, y'all. It's 94. We got Craig Mack. We got the Notorious Big. We got Usher Raymond. We got Mary J. Blige. We got Pebbles. We got TLC. We got a lot of things coming your way.
Banging.
We banging, baby.
Banging.
We making music strictly for the streets. We appreciate your support. And that's all.
One reason Diddy neglected Tanya's career was that he was more focused on artists like Biggie Smalls, who had the potential to make him more money. But there was also another darker reason.
I heard him, and I'm giving you this, Aubrey. He stood up there and he said, in front of a lot of people, we were in the studio, and I said something to him and walked out the studio. He said, yo, I'm going to drug their ass off and pick them up and pip them out to my nigga. He said, I'm going to drug them out. I'm going to get them all on drugs. And I'm going to pimp their ass out to my... And I was like, there's somebody kids.
Tanya made it clear in interviews over the years that she wasn't willing to compromise herself, not even for Diddy. As a result, her career stalled, and according to several sources, Diddy blackballed her in the industry, making it difficult for her to sign with another label. If that sounds extreme, remember we've seen it happen before with people who tried to expose Diddy. Just look at what happened to Wendy Williams.
When she put out those pictures of the dude pulling his pants down and it looked like some gay act that was going on? He got on the phone. He said, let me tell you this. When I get back to New York City, if she's on the radio station, he's talking to a radio executive. When we got back to New York City, Wendy Williams was in Philly at a new station.
Wow.
That's the power he had.
I'm from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
And this brings us to the so-called bad boy curse. Many artists who worked with Diddy either fell off the map, experienced personal tragedies, or met tragic ends. Biggie Smalls was murdered. Craig Mack fell off after his first hit, joined a cult, and allegedly died from AIDS complications. Black Rob died broke and sick, while Loon ran away and became a Muslim. Mace became a pastor, Shine went to prison, and G-Dep turned himself in for murder after years of battling his demons. Now, back to Tanya Blount. The good news is that she managed to rebuild her life after going through the bad boy curse, but it wasn't easy. Tanya struggled with severe mental health issues, feeling immense guilt for walking away from her record deal, which was her main source of income to provide for her family, including her son, whom she had at just 19 years old. At one point, Tanya was living out of a van and was so depressed that she attempted to take her own life. Tanya shared in a 2021 interview that this was her darkest moment, shortly after she walked away from Bad Boy. She had recorded about 50 to 60 songs, but she didn't want to follow the direction Diddy and Arista Records were pushing her toward. She wanted to record music that reflected her true self, but this decision led her down a painful path. Tanya explained that leaving Bad Boy was the hardest decision of her life, as it broke her emotionally. She admitted to going into therapy and even attempting suicide, but credited her faith for pulling her out of the darkness. Tanya went on to marry gospel singer Michael Trotter Jr., and the two formed a musical duo called The War and Treaty, where they now make soulful and spiritual music, something entirely different from what Tanya was doing at Bad Boy.
I want to know about being songwriters. What's your favorite lyric of his, and what's your favorite lyric of hers? That maybe you've been surprised by in the studio, like, wow, you did that.
It's so many of them, but he has this one line in the song that we were actually nominated for, Your Blank Page, Waiting for Someone to Write On. Come on. So that's so clever. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
My favorite lyric is Tanya. She is the lyric. She is absolutely the lyric that only I can write. Bam! I'm going to drop the mic because I can't pay for this mic if it breaks. So, mic drop.
Yeah, y'all got to get it together. If y'all ain't competing with that. Exactly.
Now, Michael, who's an Iraq war veteran, has had his fair share of struggles too, and he also made an attempt at his life after returning from military service.
When did you start to feel what was later determined to be post-traumatic stress?
Well, now that I know what it is, I will say I had been having it throughout my career. You just don't have the time to pay attention to it. But once I realized the 4th of July became a major problem for me, once I was out, then I knew, oh man, this is not normal. It's got to be something else wrong with me. And so yeah, around that time frame.
So hearing and seeing fireworks and the sound of that was...
I didn't even have to see them, just hear them. Especially if you're in Detroit. Some of those fireworks they have, I know they stole from the military.
So what would you feel? What would you think when you heard those?
Take cover, protecting my family, and yeah, I just feel the threat. My heart was racing, palms were sweaty, and everything just changes. Like, I don't realize that I'm not in America. I feel like I'm in America. I feel like I'm back in the war, you know?
How did you treat that? Why are you better now, you think?
So this is a very controversial topic for a lot of people who have stake and claims in the medical field, but they put me on all kinds of medications and hoping that the medications would trigger some change. But I can honestly say, without a shadow of a doubt, the love of my wife, Tanya. You know, I mean, she just put her life on hold and dealt with me and constantly reminded me that I was loved, that I was cared for, that I'm home and I'm safe, you know, and that's really, truthfully.
However, Tanya and Michael managed to create a fulfilling life away from the toxic world of the music industry. And while Tanya's been very open about how hard it was to walk away from a career she dreamed of, she's also shared that she feels peace now. "We are in lightness now," Tanya said in an interview. Depression, PTSD is an ongoing journey. You have to acknowledge that it is always there. It is the little pink elephant in the room for us. We watch each other, our team watches for it. We all know that it's there. That is what love does. Love acknowledges their pain. We protect and we support. And hearing all this, it really sounds like leaving behind the bad boy world was a survival move, not just for Tanya's career, but for her soul and her life. But how does Tanya feel now that all of Diddy's dark deeds are out in the open, and he's very likely looking at life in prison?
There are horrible things that happen every day, whether it be in the industry or not, mentally, emotionally, financially. There can be power plays and ultimatums given for the people that hold the power.
And tell us about Lover's Game, your album, guys.
Oh my goodness, you just said that, now I'm stuck.
Oh, okay. I'm having my moment too.
You can have my moment. Well, you know, we this was the first album that we've done that we kind of opened ourselves up for writing with Nashville writers. We live in Nashville, Tennessee now, and we just wanted the theme to be surrounded about love, because that's really what our mission is. Our heart's work is about love, and just letting people know that it's okay to love, it's okay to be vulnerable, it's okay to go through all the things that you have to go through in life. You know, it's a part of our journey.
And yes, Tanya and Maya both paid the price for walking away from their lucrative contracts, but in the end, they found something much more valuable than fame themselves: their voice and their peace. Tanya may have been blackballed, but in the long run, she survived, and that's something worth celebrating. As for Tanya's reaction to all these disturbing allegations about Diddy, Tanya recently talked about how all this made her realize how close she came to being a victim. According to Tanya, Diddy was a master manipulator, and at first he made himself look wholesome and protective. He would even pretend he led a clean lifestyle to gain the trust of his young artists. Tanya said, "We never saw him drink. We never saw him smoke. I never saw that guy. Being around him was like school because you were literally learning while training." However, Tanya added that she's appalled by the stuff she's hearing about Diddy now, and it made her feel grateful she had enough of a support system to protect her from all that. Tanya said, "I was young, but I had a manager who told me, 'No, you're not going to that party.' I also had God protecting me from whatever was happening. The people who experienced it, I really feel bad for them." Now, onto some good news. Tanya recently shared that John Legend's production company is producing a movie about Tanya and Michael Trotter's life, and the movie will shed more light on the darkness Tanya experienced in the industry and how she managed to survive it all. According to Deadline, Oscar winner Will McCormack and Oscar nominee Craig Borton are writing a screenplay that revolves around the true story of Iraq War veteran Michael and singer Tanya, who's down on her luck. In a statement to Deadline, Tanya and Michael said, "Our hearts are overwhelmed at the chance to get to share our love story with the world. It's filled with highs and lows, heartbreaks and heartstrings, and is threaded by the fabric of love and resilience that fuels our world." As for fans, they're saying Tanya deserves way more recognition, and they're praising her for staying true to her principles and refusing to go down that dark path that sadly took the lives of many bad boy artists. One fan said, "I love Tanya's voice. Her singing in Sister Act 2 was beautiful. I had no idea she was signed to the Grim Reaper record label. He's a talent destroyer. He had really talented artists on his label only to ruin their careers. Not one artist from his label has had huge success and lived to enjoy their success. I'm sorry to hear Tanya has been through so much hardship. Her voice is astounding. A talent like Tanya should be a megastar." Another fan wrote, "I remember watching Sister Act 2 almost every day as a kid just to watch her and Lauryn Hill sing His Eye is on the Sparrow. This woman has such a beautiful soul to match her beautiful voice. Her love for her husband made me cry because it's deep and unconditional. And she literally saved his life. I wish Tanya Blount and her family nothing but love and eternal blessings." But how do you feel about Tanya's inspiring story and what she experienced after leaving Bad Boy? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below and make sure you stick around for this next video.